In the 6 months since becoming Chancellor, Sebastian Kurz has taken an even tougher line on immigration and what he says is the threat from parallel societies forming in his country. Now he's turning his sights on what he calls political Islam.
We can announce to you today a decision from the Office of Religious Affairs that will lead to the prohibition of the activities of 7 mosques. This means dissolving the Grey Wolves Mosque and secondly shutting down the Arab cultural community that operates a total of 6 mosques.
In addition to the closures, these measures could also see dozens of Imams face expulsion from Austria, several of whom ministers in Vienna believe are funded by elements inside Turkey. A spokesman for the Turkish government has condemned the move as racist and anti-Islam. Kurz has long advocated a toughening of approach, but forming a coalition with the far-right anti-Islam Freedom Party last December seems to have been the catalyst for him to act. In April, his government announced plans to prevent girls in nurseries and primary schools from wearing headscarves.
We have a new climate, a political climate here in Austria since the last election. And with the new government that has been in power for a little more than half a year, you see various measures taken against foreigners, against immigrants, against Islam, and so on and so forth. This is just one more step or one more measure in their policy.
And that's what will interest far-right movements across Europe, but particularly in France, the Netherlands and here in Berlin, where the Alternative for Germany party made a parliamentary breakthrough in last year's election on a platform of opposition to Islam. Dominic Kane, Al Jazeera, Berlin.
Fareed Hafiz from Georgetown University says the Austrian government is trying to interfere in religious affairs.
It is a message that is intended to be sent out to the Austrian electorate. I think there are many groups outside of Austria and other European countries who may applaud them, who may try to copy what they are doing. But we have to understand that also the state-church relation is very different in various countries throughout Europe. So Austria has a kind of a very specific understanding of what secularity and secularism should look like. And what they are doing at the moment is trying to interfere into religious affairs. So while in the United States you have the understanding that secularism means that the state is far away from religion, in Austria, in terms of the Muslims only, it seems that they are trying to really define what a good religion should look like and what a bad religion should looks like. So they are kind of redefining the good Islam versus the bad Islam. This is the game they are playing. And it is not really about political Islam. It is rather really about the common Muslims, because when they close down the mosques, this is not like the mosques of radical extremist groups. This is like very randomly like mosques of established communities of the Islamic religious community.